Well, I'm going to show you a beautifully made piano, which I believe was made in 1896 in Berlin. Now, did you catch a glimpse of the signature on it? Out of sight there now. There's not many pianos have a nicely finished back. Not many pianos have a nicely finished bottom, but even the bottom of this piano is beautifully smooth. It really is. It's covered in figured walnut, which is very nice indeed. So this is a piano made by Klingmann in Berlin. Not a well-known maker, but he was extremely fastidious with his work, and it's very substantially built, overstrung and overdamped. There are two advantages, not commonly recognised, about having a piano that's overstrung and overdamped. By overdamping, it means the dampers are above the hammers. Where the hammers are, as in modern construction, under the hammers, there's no space here for the dampers get crowded out by the crossing of the strings. So with overdamping, there's latitude to put the dampers anywhere you like, and place the hammers where you'd like them on the strings. And in such a position as to get a powerful strike all the way from one end to the other of the compass. Now, I'm going to put this together now, but do observe the stringing, the general proportions of the thing. This is, although not a large upright piano, it's very substantial and very powerful. Later on in the history of the piano, they devised ways of making them quieter for domestic living conditions. See how beautifully the keyboard and action together sliding. It would lend itself to a moving keyboard and action as in a grand piano for a true una corda. Some of the hammers, I've cleaned them and refaced them. I always like to try and put an original profile on them so that it looks as though they've never been touched since new. And I always like to try and preserve old hammers in good working condition. The damper felts are original. I don't think they've ever been changed. And many of the other felts too are still in good condition. The damper wires are nicely nickeled. That's original. All they needed was a little rubbing to make them shiny again, which is very heartening. Another very unusual feature is that the damper beam is cast iron. Probably not as good as a wooden beam that every other maker used, but it wasn't cheaply made, was it? It's and it is all very nicely regulated. Other than the dampers giving a characteristic timbre which may sound a little antique these days. This piano can stand up to a modern one in every respect. In fact, when Pete played it, he found it his favourite. Because the overdamping affords better geometry for the stringing and hence positioning of the soundboard, the bridges on the soundboard, all that kind of thing. And the dampers themselves are actually more effective at damping the high frequencies. And this lends a kind of characteristic timbre to the tone of an instrument, which is immediately recognisable. The lower frequencies are far less effectively damped than on a modern piano with underdamping. As for this guy being fastidious, let me show you the pedal beams that are cut from one piece of wood, and very nice smooth pine it is too. The pivot of the sustain pedal has a left-hand thread on the adjusting screw, which is something I've never come across before. It must be that the tendency to unscrew would be negated by this. Now here we are. That fits very nicely with a wooden spring to retain it. Yeah, done. Let me show you under the keys. Now you'll have just seen that the keyboard and the piano action are made as an integral unit, which means that the whole thing can be regulated on a bench from the back as well as from the front. It also means that that the dip of the keys can be controlled from a rail at the back of the keys, instead of having a baize washer under the front of the key. That makes the control of the key dip very much more positive than we have in a modern piano. What am I doing? Now I'm going to put it back together. Board, it's in very nicely tapered slots. That's an unusual feature. And top and bottom panels, very nicely smooth inside. The panels are veneered with nice walnut, even on the inside, and on the outside for the front they've chosen burr walnut, which has an exquisitely marquetryed panel at the front. I don't know what these insects are, I'm no entomologist, but they look quite convincing to me. It's all there, and it is a powerful piano with really nice sonorous bass notes right down to the bottom C. You can't say that of many upright pianos of any era.